Welcome back to the weekly Waypoint, where last week I said,
I've noticed that we are 2 episodes away from 5 years of a weekly Waypoint without missing a week. So hopefully nothing... Whoa, okay, talk about inviting danger into your life, touch wood. Hopefully nothing terrible happens to me in the next 2 weeks.
So as I'm sure you could already hear from the tone of my voice, I've not had the best week. I also mentioned last week that I had been watching my episode from 3 months prior called the medicated episode, where I was going down ill with the flu, and guess what I went down ill with? It was probably the flu again, which is weird, because I don't get the flu every 3 months. This isn't going to be an entirely woe is me episode, but I do just want to state how kind of funny it is that I said all this last week and this is what happened to me. It was one of the longest affecting illnesses I've had. I was literally stuck in bed for about 4 to 5 days, which I guess now that I say it out loud makes me pretty damn lucky as a human being. So there's that. But it has consumed almost all of my week off, and it's also happened at a time when I've had builders banging very loudly on my roof from 8 in the morning every day of the week. And also before then my Wi-Fi was dying. Well, half the country's Wi-Fi was dying, so even when I wasn't super ill, I wasn't able to do the thing I wanted with my week off, which was to chill out and play video games. That was one of the things I wanted to do with my week off. The other thing was to see my friends. You can guess what kneecapped that, right? So yeah, no edited video, because today is the first day that I've been able to get out of bed for an extended period of time, and if I'm honest, things are still a little woozy. I had actually planned on just making, like, you know when my PC died, and I did that video from my phone with Yoshi. I was planning to just do another one of those if I had to, but thankfully, you know what, I'm not rushing to reach a deadline. I could just delay the weekly Waypoint a day if I want to, but I was like, I kind of feel like doing the thing I enjoy doing instead of just laying in bed all day again, so here we are. Hope you can withstand my voice. Oh, it's also Easter, by the way. I'm recording this on Easter, and I like to buy myself a nice big, like, £10 Easter egg, just one, every year, because it's the kind of thing that, you know, when you're a kid, you can't afford it because, you know, then you'd have to get your sibling one as well, and it would become something that was expected. But when you're an adult, you could just spend money on whatever you want. So that's something I like doing as an adult, is just buying a ridiculously overpriced Easter egg when I can, and eating it on Easter. But guess what? I almost bought it on my way out of work on my final day. Oh, by the way, did I mention this was my week off? It was my week off. It was my final day of my week off, and I was like, oh, I can buy it now. I'll have plenty of time to grab it throughout the week, right? No. But it's not the end of the world, it's just an Easter egg. All that just to say, things didn't exactly go my way this week, but I think I might have negotiated my next week off of work as well. I might have been able to move some holidays, so all might not be lost. Oh, by the way, Unreal Tournament. Yeah, we've finished Woe Is Me. I was gonna mention that I've realised, and I'm sure I've mentioned this, I've had this realisation and forgotten about it in the weekly Waypoint in the past. You know, time is a flat circle and all that. But when I was playing this, I realised when I play Unreal Tournament, I so often just play Instagip, because I just like the mindless turn your brain off, hit people, like move mouse over people, click, and they explode while I'm listening to a podcast or something. That's how I enjoy playing this game. But you know what makes for better video content? The actual default game mode. And hey, turns out that's pretty fun as well. So that's obviously what you're seeing here. You know, you've got more weapon variety, you've got more things happening, you've got more dynamic things happening. I just said the same thing twice. Did I mention I'm still a little woozy? But it's fun. Oh, also this is one of my favourite maps. This is one of the maps that I've been excited to get to show you. And I don't necessarily think it's actually a particularly amazing map, but I like it. There's my review. I don't think it's the kind of map that would be designed in a modern day arena shooter. It's too closed off corridors-y, it's too random little rabbit holes to go down-y, if you know what I mean. Anyway, what did I do with my week besides being curled up in bed with my hands over my ears praying for everything to go away? Well, on the days when I was mercifully well enough to be consuming media, that media was Ruby. You know, the is it an anime? I never know whether to call it an anime or not, but that animated series from Rooster Teeth, which I think I mentioned last week as well. As of about 10 minutes ago, I am current. I have caught up to Volume 9, and I am in pain. Anyone who's just watched a recent episode will understand. It actually touched a nerve for me in a way where I'm like, oh, disclaimers. Disclaimers are important, and I should pay attention to them. But I don't mind, because it's all hubris? No, what's the word? Not hubris. You'll have to excuse me. We learned these same two words in English class on the same day, and a few others which have left my memory. It's cathartic, that's the one. It's like when you know that a really sad song is just gonna make you feel worse, but then you're like, I really want to hear it, and you listen to the really sad song and you feel worse, so you're like, fuck yeah, it's such a good song. That's the kind of thing I think you could tell to an alien. They would be like, you're a very weird species. Anyway, Ruby's a good show, and you should watch it. I don't know what I'm gonna watch next. Maybe Demon Slayer? It depends. This isn't me promising that I'm suddenly gonna go and watch all of Demon Slayer, because, you know, I might fall off of it. I might not enjoy it. I watched episode 1 of Chainsaw Man, and that did not do it for me. Something about just the flavour of that show, it just tasted slightly too nasty, if you know what I mean. Like, I like a good death, everything is death and gore and fucking hopelessness and all that, but I don't know, it just felt a little too nasty about it. I don't know if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense. It was just the feeling I got about it. Maybe it's all sunshine and butterflies. It's not gonna be sunshines and butterflies later on, because it's an anime about a man who's got a chainsaw for a head. Not watching any more Chainsaw Head. Chainsaw Head? Chainsaw Man. Oh god. I should go to bed. But yeah, I'm considering Demon Slayer. If anyone has any suggestions, do feel free to let me know. Although I'll probably have decided on something by the time this video goes out. But I mean, you can still send me your suggestions. I'll read them. I'll be happy to have them. But it feels satisfying knowing that, like, some of the shows which were most prevalent in my mind of, like, wanting to get back into, finish up on, get caught up on, are now done. My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Ruby all came under that category. And by the way, I'm still thinking about Attack on Titan. Jesus, it's very satisfying. Oh yeah, I was considering The Last Kingdom as well, but I don't know how I feel about that. Very different kind of show, not an anime, but you know what I mean. That was cool. I just coughed really hard, and my monitor gained the ability to float around in front of me. So yeah, another week of what I watched instead of what I played, but this time because I was physically unable to play video games. Although, I didn't really miss it. I think it's probably because I'm still in that lull of having not been into a video game. Like, it's not like I was super in the middle of being excited about Diablo 3, like I was a few weeks ago, and then suddenly I got ill and couldn't play it. Oh my god, if this had struck while the Diablo 4 open beta was happening, god, that would have been tragic, wouldn't it? I just recorded the outro and then accidentally binned it because I pressed the wrong button. Thank you for watching. Do come along next week for the 5 years, which I have absolutely no plans for and don't know what I'm doing. But that just sums up this entire show, doesn't it? Yeah, yes, I think it does. Anyway, I'll see you then.